Hey guys, welcome back to the Second Time Lucky Mining channel. In today's video, we're going to have a quick look at buying Flux on Binance and then sending it across using the Binance Smart Chain to your Zelcore wallet and then converting that Binance Smart Chain Flux into the native Flux for staking. If you do like the Flux content, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. I'm expecting to put out a lot more Flux content as we approach the 1st of March and the collateral is halving. So I'm really looking to add and test out the Flux nodes. This video is going to be very simple. It's actually part of an extract of a bigger video that I did earlier in the week, but I thought let me just make a short little video just on the part that I think is more important, because not a lot of people watch a complete video. So you know, the content as soon as I jump into the computer would be similar to what you would have seen in one of my other videos. So in the video we're going to have a look at buying Flux on Binance and then making use of the cheapest option, or what I consider the cheapest option from Binance, using the Binance Smart Chain to transfer that Flux onto my Zelcore wallet. And then because I've made use of the Binance Smart Chain, I would then need to convert that Binance Smart Chain Flux into the native Flux, and for that I'm going to make use of the Fusion app. But before I can do that, obviously I would need to have some BNB coins in my wallet, but I'll take you through it on the computer. So let me jump in the computer. Okay, I had to do this now a second time. The first time my mic wasn't working, but that's good because now you can see the end-to-end flow. So what I'm going to do is, obviously I need to get ultimately Flux in the native currency in my Zelcore wallet to stake, right? So that's the end goal. In order to do that, I need to buy some Flux on an exchange and send it there and make sure it's in the native coin. So for that, what I'm gonna do, first step is gonna buy some Flux coins. And for that, I'm gonna use the Binance exchange, but please feel free to use whichever exchange you would like. I think on Flux's website, they've got a list of which exchanges do they support or their coins are on, so you can have a look at that. If you want to use Binance, I mean, I do have an affiliate link at the bottom, but you can use whichever exchange you want. So please don't feel obliged to use that. So for transparency, you know, I mine Ethereum and then get paid out in Bitcoin. So what I've done is I've moved some of my mined Bitcoin onto the Binance exchange, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use that Bitcoin to buy Flux. So that's sort of what I'm trying to do. So for that, I'm gonna go here and go to my wallet. So I'm gonna go fiat and spot. And what I've already done, and you can't see the totals here, but it's about $100 worth of Bitcoin. So I've already moved $100 worth of Bitcoin in here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to find Flux. So I'm going to type in Flux here in the search section, and then I'm going to say trade. And then what is the trade pairing? So I'm going to trade Flux for BTC. So that's what I'm going to do. What will happen is it will automatically go into this trading view. I don't want to view a video on it, but you can do that. So I'm just going to skip all of that. What you can do now here is sort of have a look at the price. You know, I'm not interested in the price. I'm a believer of Flux in the long term, so I really don't care what the price is now. All I want to do is convert, and they've got a couple of options here. I'm just going to use the spot price. So what I want to do is go market, and then I want to buy. So what do I want to buy? Normally on the green side is people looking to buy, on the sell side is people looking to sell, and it's sort of ranked here from cheapest to most expensive, or the other way around. So from cheapest to most expensive. So what I want to do is I want to buy Flux. So I want to buy everything, and then what is the price? I'm going to take whatever is the market price, and I'm going to use all of my Bitcoin. So you can see a 0.0029999 for Bitcoin. So I'm just going to use the market, but you could use the other functions here. So I'm just going to say buy. It's going to say the market price will be 7% higher, latest market price. Yeah, I'm okay with that. So I don't want to hang around. Or what I can do is I can select this price. So I can go, let's just buy it. I'm happy with the 7%. So you can see I've bought, it flashed up very quickly, but I would have now bought. So if I go back to my wallets, so if I go to fiat and spot, I should now see that I do have some flux there. So you can't physically see how much I have there, but I think it's about 80 flux. So this is flux in the native coin. So what I would need to do now is move this to my Zelcore wallet. In order to do that, I would then go withdraw, and this is now where the trick comes in. So it's going to ask me to withdraw, and you've got two options here really. So if I drop down on network, and this is now where the catch is. So if you're moving it from Binance or from some sort of exchange, you can use it. In this case for Binance, you can use the Binance Smart Chain to move it, and it's going to cost me 0.12 flux, so it's not that expensive. But if I move it in the native coin, it will be 17 flux. I'll lose a lot of flux with doing that specific transaction. So it's like 37 Australian dollar. So it will cost me a lot of fees. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make use of the Binance Smart Chain to send it across. So in order for me to do that, there's a couple of tricks, or there's some things that you need to take care of. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to quickly have a look. I need to specify an address in here, but it's important that I specify the correct address. So that's probably the most important step. So here you can see I've done it a couple of times. So this is the 26 that I've moved for the first time of the video. So as I mentioned, I'm doing it now a second time. So let's do that. So I'm going to go to my Zelcore. And again, I've hidden all of this stuff here. So what you can see here is currently I have native flux and I have some BNB smart chain coins. So you will need this, but for now, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for my wallet address for FluxBSC or Binance Smart Chain Flux. So for that, I'm going to go in here. So here you can see I've got an address for Flux Binance Smart Chain. If you didn't, all that you needed to do is add that in. So let me just do that in income so that you can get an idea. So I'm just going to go to, let's say, income. I'm going to say manage assets. I'm going to say add an asset. And then what I'm looking for here is I'm going to just specify Flux, and it will show me all of the options. So the one that I'm going to be doing, and that's what you would see on the Binance side, is this FluxBSC. So that's the one that I'm going to add. So let me add it here. You can see it's now saying at the top it's been added. Then if I go to show me 0 values, and you can see there's nothing in there, but now I've got a wallet with an address. So let's use this one as an example. So I'm going to click on it, and then what I'm looking for is the receiving address. So I'm going to click receive and then copy the address, and that's the address that I'm going to use in Binance. So I'm going to paste that address in there, and then I'm going to specify what is the network. So again, very important, that address is a Binance Smart Chain address. So I'm going to select that, and then there will be a warning on Binance to say, are you 100% sure? And I'm going to say, yes, I'm sure. I've double checked this. Say yes. Right, it's going to ask me the amount. So I'm just going to say move everything. So here we can see what the amount is. I've got 80 flux, yay. So I'm going to click withdraw. It's going to say, are you sure? I'm going to say yes, confirm. And then it's going to give me all of these risk warnings. Yeah, I fully understand. Click confirm. Click continue. And then I need to do some verification. So after I've done the double verification to send funds, so by the way, that's quite good because make sure that it's only me sending it. So it sends an email address and a text to my phone, but this is now the last option or prompt that I get. It says it can take up to 12 hours. Hopefully it doesn't take that long. I'll click complete. And that would be me sending it from, from Binance to my Zelcore wallet. So the next step would be then to have a look at Zelcore and then convert this into the native coin. So that's the next steps that I'm going to show you guys. So I'll wait for a couple of confirmations. I think it's going to be 15 confirmations that's needed. Alright, so now I've received confirmation from Binance that they have moved my Binance Flux from Binance to my Zelcore wallet. So all that we now need to do is convert that Binance Smart Chain Flux to normal Flux. And for that, I'm going to go to Zelcore. So if you remember, this is now in my income wallet. And then here is my FluxBSC token. So that's what's moved from Binance. So if I just click on that, we would see I've received the payment. So there probably would have been a lot of confirmations on it already. Now, the other thing that you would see in here, so if I go back to the wallet, is I moved a little bit of Bitcoin in here as well. So the reason behind that is we will need to, when we do the conversion from Binance Smart Chain Flux into normal Flux, we will obviously use the Binance Smart Chain for that, and we will have to pay a little bit of fees for that. And for that, you need BNB on the Binance Smart Chain in the exact wallet that you're doing it. So that's a little trick, and that's what you would see in my mining wallet, right? So that's what I have here in my mining wallet. So you need to have it in the wallet that you're doing the swap. So that's something that I learned the hard way, and that's why I'm sharing it with you guys here. So anyway, so let's show you the error, what you will get. So if you try and convert FluxBSC into normal Flux, so what you would do for that is we would go to apps, we will make use of Fusion, and then what we are going to do, or what we ultimately want to do, is we want to take FluxBSC and convert that to normal Flux, right? So this is the what we want to achieve, right? So I would say max here, so take my 80 and convert it into normal Flux. You would see there is a cost, so there's a cost of 1.5 Flux. That is still way smaller than the 17, I think it's the 17 that Binance charged me to move it in here. So I mean, if you don't want to go through this hassle, you can just move it in here. I mean, everybody can make their own decisions, but for me, I mean, I'm interested to have as much Flux as possible. So anyway, so if I try and do this, and you can see the other thing that's important, lessons that I've learned, is it remembers the last wallet that you were in. So this is now in my income wallet. So that's where sometimes when you click max, it doesn't show anything as if you're in the wrong wallet. But anyway, now for that, if I click swap and I say yes, you would get this error message here. So it says insufficient funds to pay Binance Smart Chain transaction fees. So that's, as I mentioned, even though I do have some BNB in another wallet, it doesn't recognize that. So that needs to be inside the same wallet. Now, how do I get that? It's pretty easy. So I would go to exchange this time around, and I'm just going to do a quick swap. And this is now where that Bitcoin comes in. So I'm going to take my Bitcoin from my income wallet. So I'm going to say max. So take all of that. So it's about $12 worth. So 0.00329,385. And then I'm going to convert that into BNB. So I'm going to BNB. The one that I'm interested in is this Smart Chain BNB. So you would have seen the error message that I got. So this is the one that I want. So I would specify that. It will work out a rate. So you would see it will cost me a little bit. So I'll move from $12.46 worth to $11.21. So I'll lose about, what's this, $1.25 is what I lose out of that trade. So you can see I've done it before, and that would have been in the other wallet. So all that I'm going to do here is click swap and say okay, so now you can see I've got exchange processed. I click close. Now we just need to wait a little bit until that is finished. So if I go back to my wallet, so I'll go back to portfolio, you would see that Bitcoin is now gone. So that would have been the swap. So I just need to wait a couple of minutes until I see my asset coming in here. So what I'm going to do is just add the asset. So I'm going to go manage assets, add asset, and then in this case I'm going to add BNB, and then the one that I'm looking for is this BNB Smart Chain. So that's the one that I want to add, right? So I'll just click on that, add. So now I just need to wait a little bit until the monetary value would reflect here. Okay, so here I am in my income wallet. My Binance Smart Chain is now there. So now the last step is just to convert this FluxBSC token into Flux using this BNC Smart Chain BNB. So that again, I'm going to go to apps, I'm going to go Fusion, and in this case, I'm going to go and convert my BSC, so FluxBSC, into Flux. And then I'm going to say maximum. And as you can see here, what it's going to try and do is convert the 80 into 78 Flux. So as you can see, it will still cost me 1.5 Flux, so similar to what I had last time. But this time around, if I click swap, it will actually go and do it. So as you can see, I'm going to go swap and say yes. And then the transaction will register. So you can see there at the top. So then I just have to wait a little bit, and then that confirmation should be done. But that's really how easy it is. So ultimately there is a little trick. As I mentioned, you do need to have Binance Smart Chain in the wallet that you are doing the swap. So I just use some Bitcoin to make that happen. But that's ultimately how you would get Flux in your main wallet. So we'll give it a couple of minutes and then it should be there. After waiting about a minute or two, I can see that Flux is now inside my income wallet. And if I just show 0 balances and hide it again, you would now see that Flux is in there. So if I click on it, you would see the one transaction just come through. So if I click on it, I can see there's been 2 confirmations for it. So now I do have my Flux in the native coin in my Zelcore wallet. So I can definitely now stake from here. So that's the idea. Obviously I need to get 1,000 for me to stake, but that's really how easy it is to move something or buy it in Binance, move it across on the Binance Smart Chain, and then convert it into the native coin. So it's really not that bad. It's just a couple of steps. If you liked the video, please like it and maybe consider subscribing. If you didn't like it, please specify in the comments what you would like me to change. Otherwise, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.